Hi everyone and welcome back to Warno. Today we are starting the July monthly tournament from SDLeague. And we have two big players on today. AtkPwr Gaming, who many of you may know from his own channel. Link will be down below in the description as always. He does a lot of videos for SD2 and is moving into Warno as well. So I'm excited because I think this might be the deck we built together. Then we also have Hippie there, who's playing as the 35th Infantry on the left in blue. Again, has a YouTube channel, link will be below, does quite a few good meme videos. Now, AtkPwr Gaming is playing as the 8th Infantry. We did build an 8th Infantry deck together, so I'm assuming it's possibly that deck or a variation of that deck that we built together, so that'll be interesting to see. I'm sure he will post this video on his channel, or more his own video of this game from his perspective. Hippie, obviously with the 35th, has a lot of forward deployed troops here. A lot of forward deployed troops. You know, they are the VDVs. He's going to get to the front first. We do have plenty of Jaeger Aufgel and things, and some Bradleys obviously pushing up towards the front for AtkPwr Gaming, but they're not quite as far ahead. So we'll see how this pans out. Obviously, forward deployment is a hard thing to counter unless you're expecting it, in which case you need to have your choppers out. Now we do have a tow Cobra out for AtkPwr Gaming. Maybe he would have been better off with a couple of them. Plenty of cannons and things here. And there is a chopper there as well. Surprised there are 0 tanks down for Hippie. I thought he might have brought something little in. God, this camera does jump down when you don't want it to sometimes. Obviously, getting himself into a defensive position, really, Hippie. He is pushing hard in Delta. Here we go. I wondered if he was going to push hard somewhere, and Delta is the obvious choice. The other choice is up here to stop AtkPwr Gaming being able to block off his supply line around the back here. Bradley getting off plenty of shots, but he is up against Metis, so the Metis will cause issues, and that's going to get a side shot and kill it. Unfortunate positioning. Military police here, great against vehicles, not going to be so useful against all this infantry. But AtkPwr in a decent position in the middle, has managed to push to the center, but Delta is the issue right now. Obviously, there are these cannons as well. The tank guns will be stopping incoming vehicles, and Airjet coming in and take out that tow Cobra. The Abrams will be helpful here. Will do a lot of damage in fire support, but obviously these tank guns are the stopping force in terms of vehicles pushing forward. Really curious to see if AtkPwr Gaming gets back in here. He's bringing in plenty of mech rifles, and that's the thing to do in this situation. Mech rifles with their 3 machine guns are very good. Will outdo these Desert Nicky. He's only got 2 squads at the moment. There's a squad coming in at the top as well. It's good. He's spreading his forces. Remembering to sell all of his supply or his transport vehicles, I should say. Because I know AtkPwr wants to get into this more and more. Hamatuchin coming in, good choice again. And an Abrams for fire support, good choice. Metis poses less of a threat to an Abrams front armor. Hippie leaving the relative safety of the buildings to try and utilize the Metis more, probably. These mech rifles should make it up here. Oh, they're getting fired at. Ooh. Oh, good, he's deployed them. Nice. Very nice. Well done, AtkPwr. You're paying attention. Abrams up here doing a reasonable job. Took out that tank gun. Has Metis being fired at it, though. Took a lot of damage from that Metis. Took about 3 points off there. Probably needs to retreat that, but I expect he's concentrating down here. I don't really watch much SD2, so I can't say how good AtkPwr's micro is. I don't know if he's all over the map zoomed out looking at everything at once like someone like Razman would be. Very nice strike there from Hippie. Managed to kill reinforcements coming in, and also the squad that was there. That nice HE bomber. Abrams in a decent position. Is getting hit by Metis though. Needs to be careful. Mech rifles getting slaughtered unfortunately because of that bombing run. They were doing a superb job until then. Bradley coming in. Command coming in to counter-cap the center. LRS squad coming in down here as well. Kind of hit a stalemate in the middle. AtkPwr needs to try and repair that tank. There is a supply coming in, and there is an Eyehawk coming in. Another command coming in for Hippie there. AtkPwr did get the early advantage in terms of points, though. He is at 212. Well, Hippie's going to be overtaking that shortly. Though it is surprising to me, to be honest, that Hippie hasn't secured more of the points already. I mean, he's in pretty firm control of Delta. Not quite as firm control up here. He is bringing in his T-80s now. More Haimatsuchin coming in. Good, cheap, spammable infantry. Good against other infantry. This Abrams. Can I get a shot on these guys? Probably not. I don't think it quite... It should have... Yeah, I was going to say it should have eyes on, but only just. They're almost dead. Oh, they went into the forest before he finished them off. That's a shame. Needs to be careful with these Hamachuchin that are coming in. Possibly needs to drop them off earlier. Now, honestly, Hippie has 3 squads of infantry in there. If AtkPwr can whittle down these guys around the edge, then he should have an easier time getting in. But he needs to start deploying these troops before he gets them to the front, because he's getting them blown up, unfortunately. This is the only issue. Once you're in that position, you need to be able to deploy sooner. Gunners coming in. Good choice again against infantry, because the gunners have mini machine guns and they're heavy machine guns. Still a bit of a stalemate here. Unfortunately, I think AtkPwr lost his tank up here. Possibly to the T-80 that came in, but equally the T-80 also appears to be dead, because it's not there anymore. And there is plenty of smoke. I assume that AtkPwr finished it off with the M67 perhaps? Oh, Vasilik in for Hippie. Dirty, dirty. Very broken in this patch, obviously. They are corrected in the upcoming patch. But those things can snipe CVs. Well, they can snipe tanks, for heaven's sakes. Good use chopper here by Hippie. Unfortunately, I think AtkPwr is in a little bit of trouble trying to get back into this point. He is bringing plenty in, but unfortunately a lot of it's getting sort of whittled down before he makes it into the point. Sometimes it's a good idea to build up loads of forces sort of back here perhaps, and then move them all in at once, rather than moving them in a squad at a time. But obviously everyone has their own play style. Another command in for Hippie finally in this point as well, so he's doing pretty well now. +4. Will soon take over AtkPwr Gaming. Chaparral coming in there. Quite a lot of reinforcements coming in for Hippie. More tanks, another Vasilik. Sapriapio guarding up there. This is a good position for AtkPwr Gaming. He is blocking off that reinforcement route through that forest there into the center. But Hippie is making a push. And this is very Hippie. He will push multiple areas. He's a very aggressive player. Especially as we've seen in the previous rounds of the tournament for June. And he is making some progress up there, actually. Reinforcements are heading that way for AtkPwr as well. Needs to get that Abrams up there if he can, though. He needs to be careful about getting it too close to this forest now. Lars doing a reasonable job here against this squad. Lots of supply coming in there. Good, plenty of missiles heading towards that T-80. It's almost dead. Bradley's doing a good job there. There it is, dead. Brilliant job from the Bradley. Mech rifles. Doing plenty of damage too. I hear jets. AC-25 AT jet coming in. Not sure what it's planning to go for. I assume wanted to go for the Bradley. Oh, went for the Chaparral. That's unfortunate. iHawk is going for it though, but it probably will get out because they take a lot. Oh wow, it's dead. Oh, Chaparral was firing at it as well. I thought it was just the iHawk. Anti-air jet taking fire as well, but will escape. AtkPwr making sure he can hold the center there while still pushing towards the bottom. Hippie still in that very solid position here. Basilics, man. They're brutal. I mean, they're there, so you're going to use them, but yeah. Urgent nerf needed. I would have even considered them doing a hot fix to fix that one. But they do like releasing bigger patches once they've had proper testing. Which is reasonable for Eugen. They're a small company these days. Loads of engineers coming in. Good to see. So he will be intending to try and get into the town with those guys so they can use the satchel charges. And I discussed that with him in the video for making the deck, that he needs to either micro them very heavily, or he needs to turn off their machine gun and their rifle so they just use their satchel charges, getting up close and personal. Because obviously they have to be static to throw those satchel charges now. More gunners coming in. HE Bomber heading towards the centre there. Obviously, AtkPwr Gaming has managed to push back in the centre here. Trying to decide whether if they're going to land on the building, he might lose the mech rifles. Nope, they didn't. They just killed the vehicle behind, the transport vehicle, so he's absolutely fine. Now, I honestly believe that AtkPwr could get back in here, but he needs to be careful because he's at risk of losing these things, rushing them down the road like this. Yeah, like that. We've been better off dropping them off back here and running them through this forest potentially to get into this one or something. But he's got two squads in still. Abrams taking a lot of missile fire. Unfortunate position for the Abrams. Mortars coming in on these guys. I'm sure the Vasiliks will start firing soon as well. Now, has he remembered? No, he hasn't turned them off, but he's getting them in range, so he's microing them. Which is the ideal situation. If you can micro them, you get to use all of their weapons. Except possibly the machine gun, because obviously they have a minimum range. But really, you're wanting to use the satchel charges. Now, do they use... Oh, yeah. See, Vasilik, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous right now. Absolutely ridiculous. It's such a shame. Such a shame. And obviously these guys are getting immediately repaired by these vehicles. Now that's another thing that I don't like about Warno that they need to look at. Is it's very, very fast for repairs. That like instantaneous. In Wargame, before anything can be repaired, it has to calm down. It has to be out of combat and calm down. Where here, it seems to be instantaneous that they repair. And that's not right. Because it means you can just keep a supply truck there and make your troops basically invulnerable to the enemy. So that needs looking at. There needs to be some kind of cooldown of, you know, 20 seconds or something after a unit comes out of combat before it can be repaired. Because that's just silly. It makes it even harder for people who are attacking to attack. And that's already a difficult thing in this game. More mech rifles coming in. But I think realistically, with 26 minutes left to go, I think Hippie's going to win on points, to be honest. But AtkPwr Gaming is newer to this game. He will be learning quickly. And I'm excited to see what happens in the second game of this matchup. I don't know what deck AtkPwr Gaming will be bringing. I don't know if it'll be the same deck or if he's built some other decks. I'm sure he has. I know that he was also keen on giving a go of one of the forward deployment divisions. Hippie just very entrenched here. Look at all of these man pads. Loads of mortars coming in now for AtkPwr. He was keen on bringing those in. And in large numbers, you know, hitting this area, he's going to do a lot of damage. The problem is, Hippie could utilize his Basilisk to pick off these because they're obviously towed and are going to be harder to move around. So the Basilisk will rip them apart. A little bit of progress up here for AtkPwr Gaming. He has moved forward very slightly. MI8's coming in there. Plenty of reinforcements coming in terms of Bradley, engineers, all those mortars. Cobra coming in. That's not going to be the best thing though with all of those man pads there. HE bomber heading up this way for Hippie. Going to take out those mech rifles. Lost the jet though. Plenty of AA there from AtkPwr. Good positioning for him. But Hippie. Basilisks. In their current state. Ungentlemanly conduct. The next devlog will be referring to you. And not Protozoko with his ungentlemanly air tactics. I'm really curious what these things do. Cobra getting hit straight away. Anti-airjet going for it as well. Anti-airjet is dead. Cobra is also dead though. There's a lot of mortars firing there. Definitely doing a bit of damage, look. Making Hippie pull units away. Engineers flash rushing in here. I wish he'd have smoked. I almost wish he'd have smoked somewhere here. SPG-9's coming in now. Though they're okay. This one's taking a lot of damage, to be fair. Engineer Flash isn't using its incendiary rocket launch. Oh, wow. Just got melted. What the heck melted those guys suddenly? I'm not even sure. It almost looked like they got hit by a satchel charge. Well, it looks like the first game of this set goes to Hippie. As I said, looking forward to the second one because AtkPwr will learn and learn fast. Good use of a bomber there. Unfortunately, he did lose it. They still need to work on the Su-25 anti-tank and the other anti-tank jets because they do still have this ability to randomly fire missiles off even though they're not really targeting something. It's like, I'm just flying by and I'm going to fire at that anyway. little bit target of opportunity kind of situation. Kills to losses weren't that massive a difference, to be fair. 1,300 odd-ish. It's not that bad, actually. I think AtkPwr did a really good job. He was in a bad position from the start because of how Hippie pushed with all of those forward deployment troops. I still have question marks over forward deployment, but it is here to stay, I think. So we have to find out ways to deal with it more, which is going to be chopper rushing to counter it. But other than that, in terms of units on the field, not too much doing a lot of damage on AtkPwr Gaming's side. But obviously lots of kills at this side from those. Desert Nikki getting lots of kills with the Metis launcher, to be honest. And the D44 85mm cannon's doing a really good job as well there. Good game, guys. Well played, Hippie. Commiserations, AtkPwr. I'm sure you will learn a lot from that one and come back fighting for the next game. Please stay tuned to the channel tomorrow when we'll be having that second game. And as I say again, please do check out AtkPwr Gaming's page and Hippie's page. I will put links to them both down below. AtkPwr, as I say, has a lot of videos for SD2, including some great tutorials and things. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow.